My family has to be one of the greatest lineage stories ever told, and lucky for you all, there are plenty of us that stories need to be told. My name is Duncan James. My name means brown or dark warrior. Now, where do I fall in the family tree? Well, let's keep it simple and just say my cousin is LeBrick James, and that's interestingly where my story begins. Brick was the enforcer on the streets, and I was being trained to be next in line. I was just strong and big as hell, honestly. Like, there was no reason at my age I should have been outside beating up older men for money, but that's exactly what was going on. Now, fast forward, I graduated from high school, and I wasn't really the college type, and I was all ready to take my talents to the streets full time when we got the call that Brick had been arrested for murder. Now, the hood was shocked, especially me. The code for the James family was to never use guns unless you absolutely had to. The shit was crazy. And because the law was on Brick so tough, that left the streets hot, and that left me with no job. Luckily for me, the James family had plenty of money for situations like this, and that's when my boxing came into play. Like I said, I was already a great fighter, been fighting all my life, just didn't have the formal training. So while the streets was hot, I was the new cash cow for the family, so the investment started coming in. I was getting world-class training, talks of endorsements, and I didn't even have my first fight yet. The family was dependent on me to bring back big money through bets in Vegas, on the streets, the apps, just trying to get that bread legally any way possible, and I was having fun with it. I was being dressed up as the next heavyweight champion of the world with an 0-0 record. My manager signed me up for an amateur tournament at a bar out in the country, and tonight was my first fight as an amateur. So I was nervous as hell. First fight of my career was against Mauricio Rodrigo. He was my age, and this was his first fight as well. I didn't even know if this was legal or not, but I just knew we had to keep the James family empire afloat. Now, I know I said I was nervous, but let's not get it confused. I wasn't scared by any means. I came out trying to remember everything I learned in training, like setting up the jab, blocking, but bro was throwing some heavy punches, really pissing me off. So I answered back wildly. To my surprise, this goofy answered back as well. My street instincts just took over because I'm not going to keep getting popped like that. I get close up and get my first knockdown of my career. I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be sweet. But bruh got right back up. I'm shocked a little because the only people who usually get back up from being knocked down were the crackheads. And them crackheads were fast. So at this moment, I'm a little worried. But my corner is saying I cut him. So we need to focus on that eye and get this fight over with. Round 2, we both come out just swinging and missing. It looked ridiculous. But we both settle down, and I see the opportunity and I take it. Right straight to the cut, and he's thrown off. I get back into his body, land a body shot, leaving his head open. Another right, and I just see his head whip around and he falls to the floor. And again, these crackhead tendencies got me confused because he stands right back up, and I hear my trainer yelling, "Finish him. Don't let him get up again." Say less. I rush right in, throwing 2 wild ones. Then I step in and throw a nasty left cross that lands. He's wide open for the right and the left. I was swinging until bro dropped, and this time it looked like he wasn't getting back up. And this was my first win and knockout of my career, and it felt good to put some money in the hood's pocket. You know, I wasn't realizing what I was really doing. Second round of the amateur fight night, and Danny Hill was the next victim on the list. Said he was 18, but bro didn't look 18 at all. But I'm used to knocking out grown men as well, so let's get it. I'm throwing body shots, and just like last dude, he came out swinging. Bro was connecting on some tough shots, and I was quickly getting frustrated. And it wouldn't stop. He was out fighting me in this moment, and my corner was just yelling at me so many directions, I felt lost. But I kept my guard up, and I took my time, waiting on his punches so I could counter. He threw a powerful body shot. I ate it, and came back with a strong right that threw him back. I ran down on him, missed twice, but hit him with a nasty body shot, and he went down to a knee. 5 seconds, and he was right back up, and we were in our corners. I was definitely getting a mouthful for allowing bro to attack me like he was, so I knew what needed to be done. I'm circling bro and land a right cross, stare him down, and a left. He ducks the right and the body shot, so I go back upstairs to drop him with the left. His body was stiff as he falls to the canvas. Of course, he gets back up, and I go right back to it, letting him swing. Then I counter with another right. 30 seconds left in the round. I drop him for a second time. Unluckily for him, he survived the round, and my corner is letting me know that this one is almost over. And bruh knew it was almost over because he came out super timid, and I'm just sitting back waiting for my moment. I see that moment now as I land a body shot, and then boom, That left cross from hell drops him. And the bar is just laughing because bro genuinely looks asleep on the floor right now. And although he tried to get up, time ran out. And that was another knockout on my list as I advanced to the next round. So this third round was against Jose Chavez, who they also said was 18, but bro was 6'9". I'm trying to figure out why was bro not in college or the league hooping right now? Because bro is not good at boxing. First round, I connect with the mean right and left. Then the body shot that sat him down. I was looking like a boxer. He got back up, and I'm just toying with him at this point. I'm landing whatever punch I want, and bro's not doing anything to stop it really. And I knew I was about to drop him again. Luckily, he got saved by the bell. I had taken it easy in round 2, getting my energy back up because as soon as round 3 started, Jose was back on the floor. He got back up and I instantly dropped him again. But Jose must come from a long line of crackheads because he was up again. But I gotta give it to him. He fought until he couldn't fight anymore and almost survived the full 3 rounds. But he finally took a knee and bowed out, which meant I was on my way to the final round of the tournament and we were one step closer to getting this money. Now this last round was against Mauricio Chavez. Don't confuse him with the goofy from the first round like I did, but apparently he was the best of the best, so I knew what was at stake. Rounds 1 and 2 were just sizing each other up. Neither one of us had an edge on the other and the scorecard was tied 1-1. I didn't want this to come down to a decision, so I know I needed to drop him to get the win. He was landing so many good jabs. I knew I was behind on the score. I connect with a mean right to get him open. He's throwing tire punches and I connect with a mean overhand that knocks him back. I'm going in for the kill, throwing everything I can at this goofy. With only 20 seconds left, I gotta get to him and I finally land on 1-2 that drops him 9 seconds later. And although he gets back up, the match was decided just then and we walk away with the purse and we get to put some money back into the streets. And that's all I was thinking was we were putting money back into the streets. I thought that was my sole mission and I had no problem with that because technically that was my job anyway. But then things got serious. I was told that I would be turning pro and that Brick had sent over $1 million because he heard I had a promising career if I took it seriously. Now don't get me wrong, I was thankful, but I'm still young. I wasn't trying to dedicate my childhood to this sport. I was trying to live, you know. But then the homies put me on game and told me how much bread I could really earn if I kept it up, showing me YouTube videos of the older boxers cashing in millions just to fight one fight, and I fell in love with the idea. So my manager got back on the line, and now we're on a flight to Mexico for my first pro bout. Yaroslav was his first name. He was old and only took L's. I guess the team was trying to ease me into the pro scene because I had no idea why I was fighting this dude. Super unorthodox fighting stance that was throwing me for a loop because bro was landing his punches and they were dumb slow, which is why my corner was yelling for me to move. But I kind of just stood there and took it. I was waiting for my moment and it finally came, connecting with a nice right. But bro was starting to bore me, so I turned up the speed. 15 seconds left in the second round. I just blacked out and started throwing some crazy combos and they made no sense at all. But I finally came to when I heard his body hit the mat. My corner was pissed that I had let the match get this far, and they were telling me if I wanted to be a pro, I had to get fights like these over with quickly. And I guess he heard my corner talking crazy because he came out that next round throwing whatever he could. Bro was literally grasping for straws. I had enough though. That right hook sent his body falling almost in slow motion, and I knew this one was over as the ref counted him down. And yeah, I put bro to sleep. No diddy though. I guess that fight was set up by the family to get a nice bag because with the money Brick invested, it was time to take my boxing career on tour and set up fights with other pros. I wasn't ranked high enough to talk to the big dogs just yet, but because of the promo and the talks on the internet about my skill or lack thereof, I was able to land some fights that would help me get my name out there some more. Now, we were catching flights overseas now. And Mark Bailey was next up, older guy from England that was looking to start his career with only 8 wins, 2 knockouts, and 23 losses. I was trying to not underestimate my opponents, but that record was crazy. But the way Brody came out there and looked at me, he was about ready to knock me out. And Buddy was a real boxer because we're trading shots. It seemed as if every time I hit him with something, he was coming right back with the same punches. But I started to notice I was catching bro with some tough shots. No way he was going to stay standing for much longer. First round almost over and we're both fighting for our lives in that ring. I knew it was going to be a long fight. Last round and I was up on the scorecard which was why I wasn't trying to overexert myself, but I wanted a knockout. Something I had a problem with for sure, but we were both giving it all we had. We were really in there abusing each other, and this was the first time I really felt like my power just wasn't enough, but I kept going, throwing some of the best punches I had. But I was tired, and I had nothing left in the tank. The bell rang, and I was hoping I had to win, but it just wasn't the type of win I really wanted. I needed that knockout. But this was a pattern that was going to continue because I had to realize I was just at a different level than before. And not only was the knockouts not going to come easy, these fighters weren't easy either. I'm thinking I'm in the ring doing my thing against Reginald, but my hits are like pillows and I'm getting tagged easily. We're brawling at this point and Reggie somehow hits me with a right that had me stunned and I had to take a second to catch my breath. Round 2 was pretty much the same as the last round, but this time I catch bro with the left that threw him back. But no matter what I did, I just couldn't take him down. There's blood on my face from Reginald's cut eye, and I wanted to KO real bad. But coming out into the third, I could tell I was injuring him, but he wouldn't go down. The cut was looking bad, but Reginald was protecting himself in a way which I had never seen before. He was running when he was in danger, and at the time I had no idea how to cut the ring off. But these were the fights where I learned a valuable lesson. Now, although I won, I had to realize I wasn't who I thought I was. All the fights before this were against weak opponents. I had to get stronger and get my stamina up if I was going to fight longer than 4 rounds. But we back on it, and this match is against Axel, and I'm trying to take all that I've been learning and put it into this one match. Take my time, set that jab up, take what he gives me, and don't chase the big punch so much. And taking that route made Axel fall in the first round, something I hadn't seen in a long time, and this made my energy skyrocket. Knowing that my small counter punches and jabs knocked him, I was walking bro down in that ring. No way was I allowing him to make it out of this match standing. This was around about a time where Axel knew he was defeated. My punches were too calculated. Another knockdown. I'm eating his punches, waiting for the right one, big right. I'm trying to connect on the next one, and it finally goes as another right catches Axel sleeping. His body sliding back down the ropes, and there it was. Another knockout for me, and the knockout drought was finally over, and I was feeling like my old self again. And bruh, I'm glad I was starting to feel like my old self again because the hype was bubbling against the pros, and this next fight was going to be my first real test. My first 6-round fight against someone everyone thought was going to be next up. I had heard about his speed from everyone in camp, and I had to make sure my head was on a swivel because beating Darnell was apparently a stepping stone, one that I was ready to take. Southpaw is one of the weirdest stances I've seen to date, and they were right. Bro was super fast, but I've been working on my speed as well. We're both filling each other out in the middle of the ring, but I'm taking advantage of the strikes I get. It's back to the jabs. I connect on a big right to the face, step back, another big shot to the body. Left to the face got him shook. Another big body shot, now he's pissed. Coming back out in round 2, Darnell surprises me and he hits me with a combo I just couldn't stop. I had to move. We were definitely putting on a show this round. We're both connecting on shots and mine were hitting just a tad bit harder, and I know I have him stunned, but yet again, I just couldn't take him down, and I can't lie. I went for it, not really conserving my energy. Fast forward to the beginning of round 6 and my corner is telling me it's about that time to go for the kill. He's tired, but he's still moving so fast I couldn't tell until I landed a monster right. Hit him with a body shot and I go for the right again and he falls backwards. Another body shot. Then I just stare at him for a second and the right hand comes in for the kill and I finally knock bro down and the crowd was not happy about it. Goofy gets back up, but that was the match, signed, sealed, delivered. I had won my first big 6-round bout, and it was for a big piece of change. And as I mentioned before, this was a big stepping stone for my career. After beating Darnell, my name was being thrown around and boxers were throwing thousands at my management for a chance to fight me. Remember, I was undefeated at the time, and it was almost as if I had a bounty out on me, and everyone wanted to try and take me down. All I know is I was about to be a rich man. Of course, once I paid all the investment money back, but I knew that bread was on the way. But more importantly, better fighters was on the way. I'll catch y'all in the next one.